Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for Serpent Tech, and as you can see, we got two packages here, and we can clearly see whose it is from. Well, we know what's in it. Jasminers, right? I'm expecting Jasminer, at least in this one. Not sure about this one, and it's courtesy of Jingle Mining. So huge shout out to Jingle Mining for helping us get our hands on these devices. I can tell you that for sure, what's in this box matches that. Now, what's in this box, I believe, matches what's on the right, and we covered it on the channel before, but I saw a label on here signifying what this is. Now, usually there will be a power cable that's right here at the top in this phone box, but usually it's for the Asia markets or the EU, not for here in the United States. So I'm okay with that because I can just use the power cables that I already have. And this is the OG, right? This is the Jasminer X4-Q, same one that's over here on the left-hand side. One of my favorite miners, very efficient, very quiet, and we're going to be setting these up instead of right by their brothers and sisters, but over in the garage. So they already had the handles installed. I just need to pull it out. There she is. Looks like it might be lightly used. I'm not entirely sure. There's some scuffs and some cracks on here, but nothing too crazy. It still looks really good. Dust is not bad. Don't see anything in here. So maybe that's just moisture and maybe it wasn't used. Hang on one second. Let's test that theory out. Yeah, it looks like it was some moisture or something that got on here, so maybe it's not all banged up and scratched up, but we do see that the handles were installed on here for when this was in kind of like a server configuration. The fans don't have a lot of dust on it or anything, so that's good. Ethernet cable, power port, power supplies up here, your normal C13, your TF card reader or SD card reader, and then the fans in here look like they're fractal. No, they're deep cool fans. And I believe we saw that on the one over there as well. And in this box, let's see what we got here. We should have, well, it's obviously a Jasminer. Oh, and here's the cables I was talking about. So these we can't use here in the United States, so I don't really care about having that. And the handles will work for a server environment, but we're not going to be utilizing in a server environment, so that works out. A little pamphlet, some extra screws for the handles. Don't need to worry about all this. And because of the packaging, I'm willing to bet it's the exact same thing that we unboxed previously. The Jasminer X16-Q. And Q stands for quiet, 16 or 4 denotates the model number and all that good stuff. Matter of fact, we can see it right here, X4-Q. So let me go ahead and pop this out and let's go look at where I'm planning to move these guys to. Yep, exactly as I figured. This is the Jasminer X16-Q, similar to the exact same one, right hand side. So you can see the height difference between the two, and if I put these back to back or side to side, you will also see the same thing, right? Height difference and all that good stuff. So 3 fans. These, I can't tell the manufacturer back there. I can't even pronounce that. Chirac? I'm not sure. But 3 120mm fans. Backside here, we do have Wi-Fi antenna, Ethernet, SD card reader, C13, and then the power supply has 2 fans versus 1 fan. So pretty cool side by side here. Would love to see modified X4-Q with the Wi-Fi antenna, but it's all good. I'm going to connect both of these to Ethernet and then go from there. Forgot to put the screws in the box, but now we have 3 boxes over here, as if I don't have enough crap. But quick question, should we give the X4-Q away since we're getting up to 30,000 subscribers? Which, by the way, a huge thank you to you guys for helping grow this channel for so many years. I've been at this since 2012 in the crypto scene hardcore since 2016, 2017. I couldn't have done this without you, so I appreciate you. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But now we got 2 more. We're gonna put them in the garage. I'll show you what that is, what that looks like finalized. And up front, real quick, same thing. You got your IP report, fault, normal, reset, Same thing over here, except IP report is on the other side if we need to find the IP address of the machine. And if we look at the machines that are running, your machine is running good if normal light is blinking. If red light is blinking, your machine is not running good. So all we gotta do is connect these up and find them on the network, go to their IP address, and set them up to start hashing away for us. What I plan to do with this and what the profitabilities of each of these machines are individually, we'll have to do after I get this set up. I had to make some adjustments because this is going to be over here by my immersion setup and my one Acro rim. But we got the X4-Q, X16-Q, Mini Doge 2, which by the way, let's go ahead and turn that on. And they're going to be out here in the garage. I did have to make some adjustments. Forget the spaghetti wires, all right? Unless you're going to send me a super chat or subscribe or send me some money to get longer wires and organize it the way you want in a pretty design, shut up about it. But I did have to make some adjustments with all the spaghetti and hoses because I didn't want to put too much power on one 30 amp breaker. So this is the lowest one. That's where everything is connected to, but it's going to take time not only to keep an eye on things, but for everything to ramp up. And that's the Mini Doge 2, by the way. The X16 and the X4 are not this loud. Speaking of which, we got a fault here, so we probably need to log in and check. This one's probably mining to somebody else's address for testing, whatever they did in QA. So let's go log in on the computer. And now on the computer, we can log into the machines via the IP. And I got a quick correction to make. This is actually the X16-QE, which is different from the 16 that doesn't have the QE. It only does about 1750 mega hash, a little bit down from the 2000, but it is a little bit more energy efficient. So we got them all up and running just by going to the IP. If you're not familiar with how to set up the Jasminers, check out one of my previous videos. But all of them are hashing away and connected to pools. The X4 was showing the red fault light because no pools were set up, but the pools have been set up and configured. Now, I like these miners because they're consistent, but are they profitable? Well, if we look at the charts, no, not really, kind of, sort of, I don't know. It just depends on your electricity, right? My cost of my electricity is not looking too good, right? So we're looking at the QE right here, which is about 16 cents per day. Not much compared to the grand scheme of things when we look at some of the other miners available, especially for Script, Bitcoin, and so on. Now, yeah, they're more expensive, but the Jasminers can have a strong argument when you consider the efficiency, the quietness, and all that stuff, especially for at-home environments. If you got a server rack, like I could fill up the bottom half of a small server rack with all of the Jasminers that I have right now. But you can see here the X16-Q and the QE are right next to each other, basically on top of each other. If we go to hashrate.no, you can see kind of the same thing. Obviously, the P with the performance is doing a lot better. We haven't gotten the Pro version just yet, but you can see right now, what is it? The X16-Q, $2.90 a day. The QE, $2.45 a day. But after electricity, we're looking, you know, maybe 15 cents, 30 cents, somewhere in there. And on the 4, you know, it depends on the model you have, but $1.55, $1.37 is what I'm seeing. 13 cents a day profit, sometimes negative, depending on if the token does go down. And right now, Ethereum Classic is the most profitable for these things, but they're not the only option out there. If we actually click on the miner, you can see the profitability chart, or the estimated 30-day profits, has been diminishing or going down, but the entire market has been fluctuating or volatile. And there's other options out there to mine other than Ethereum Classic. They're just not as attractive as Ethereum Classic. But what I am doing personally is I am mining through Unminable and converting what I'm earning into Solana, so that way I can participate in Bonk or Radium or Jupiter or other tokens that I want to gain exposure to. And that to me seems to be the more profitable play, rather than just mining Ethereum Classic on its own, even though I have mined Ethereum Classic not only in the past with my GPUs, but also with these machines. And you got to take into account, when you're looking at profitability, another variable, which is the DAG file size. As you can see here, Ethereum Classic is no longer going to be mineable on 4 gigabyte devices in September of this year, 2025. But in December 7th, 2028, it goes up to 5 gigabytes. And then this March, what is it? Yeah, March 2032, 6. And then 2038, 8. And so when you're looking at these miners, like we're looking right now at the X4-Q, this particular miner only comes with 5 gigabytes of memory. So you want to factor that into your buying decision. When we look at the X16-Q, not the QE, but Q, it does have a lot of memory. It has 8 gigabytes, whereas the QE only has 6 gigabytes of memory. So again, that needs to factor into your decision. Do you want to continue to mine Ethereum Classic, or maybe you're focusing on another ETHash or ETChash type token, which is available via MinerStat? I'll link it down below, and see, will this machine be able to mine the token I want to mine for a certain period of time. But the key thing here is that my Jasminers have been consistent. That's why I love them. They have been consistent. As far as profitability goes, they don't blow you away like the other miners, but they are consistent. They are quiet. Doesn't take much power. You can run them on a 110, 120. I wouldn't put them all on one circuit, but you can run them on there and still make profit depending on the cost of your electricity. But I leave that decision to you. Just make sure you're factoring in the projects that you want to focus on, the DAG file size, and how much memory each machine you're looking at has in order for you to continue to mine or support that project. But the X16-QE is one model. The -Q by itself is another model. They also have the Pro, and then they have the X44s coming out if they're not already planning to be shipped out in the future. So Jasminer is making some fun, cool products that I like to see. I'll link it down in the description if you are interested in purchasing. It does provide a kickback to the channel. But again, always do what's best for you, your setup, your configuration. But that's going to do it for today's video. Do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button, get subscribed, hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out additional links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. And you have yourself a wonderful day. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.